do have one. Back then in high school, I was really tan because I was really active outdoors, and it was actually like a tag from my family and relatives that say that I was too tan for a Chinese. It was at the point where people would joke that if I wear a tudung and go to the mosque, people wouldn't suspect a thing. Yeah, because I was told to be fair as a Chinese. There are other issues, but not on the beauty side of things, because people nowadays are more linear and they're more comfortable with talking about their own skin types and beauty types.
I cannot say I haven't, but no, partly because prejudices or discriminations come in various forms, and they are often very subtle. But I believe I have heard people saying things behind me. I mean, I have been to shops, for example, whereby little murmurings is heard to the effect or words like lakia being used, and the term lakia is a pejorative term for the Dayak people. Not well, used by a certain other ethnic group.
Actually, I do sometimes. Not really because of race, because of my religion. It's kind of weird. Before this, I went to this one university, so I have like a lot of other races. There are no Malays there. So I sat next to my friend, and the parent came to pick him up. Then the parent was like, "Hey, why you sit next to her? She's a terrorist. Why would you be friend with her?" I'm like, what? Being a Muslim doesn't mean you're a terrorist.
So I think this kind of stereotypes, it's not that it's entirely untrue. There is some truth to it. It's just because some of it is actually influenced by cultures and environment that we're grown in. Like for Indians, there are like documentaries that says that Indians resort to violence because it's what drove them from poverty. They couldn't find a job, so what's only left was to go to become violent, and that's how they get the money from people.
We really should not use general terms about one another. Yes, while it is true there are lazy Malays, there are greedy Chinese, there are drunkards among the Indians, but amongst the other ethnic groups, there too exist the lazy ones, the drunkards, the greedy. And at the same time, there are Malays who are very hardworking. There are Indians who know what it means to stay away from alcohol. There are Chinese who are very generous as well. While on the other hand, as we were saying earlier, people of other ethnic groups can be lazy or drunkards or greedy. And so really, we shouldn't and we should stop using such a general compartmentalization of one another or putting one another in a box.
Stereotype always have been a problem since before this, like it shouldn't be, people shouldn't generalize things just because one person is like that doesn't mean everyone is like that. Like let's say they say Malay is lazy. Not everyone is lazy. Some people are not lazy, like being successful and do job every day, like doesn't mean they're lazy. Like it's just a stereotype. Like it's pretty stupid to say lah, because it's like the way that you said it, sometimes it makes people believe that they are like that. That's why they become like that.
We are currently at 6, I guess. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's better than some other countries that are doing, because a lot of it's undeniably that there are like political influences that's causing the division among the Malaysians?
I would say six at best. Six at best, but sadly, in the recent past, we are seeing the level of inter-ethnic understanding as well as the level of harmonious existence. I would say going down, and this has to do very much with politics.
When I was in Sarawak, I feel like it's pretty high, like the unity, because like we have like 100 plus races, but we're still sit in one place together. Like let's say in Chinese restaurant, we sat in Chinese restaurant and eat together. But when I came to KL, it's like a culture shock because you can't eat at Chinese restaurant, you can't eat at Indian restaurant. Like there are different class. Like I don't know, is it class? I don't know, but it's pretty weird lah because everyone's not together. So I don't know. In Malaysia, I would say probably 5, 6. I'm not sure.
There are a lot of rules and regulations that are still very biased towards certain races in Malaysia that should definitely be abolished first. That's our first step. And also give equal opportunities to other races, especially like Malay races and Indian races. Yeah, to expand more out so that when we are on an much more equal level when it comes to economy and like job stability and such, the rest will come along.
Party politics is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, contributing factor to the lowering of inter-ethnic understanding amongst all Malaysian. But there are a lot that need to be done and need to be done urgently. One is the national policy, the new economic policy, which was instituted some over 50 years ago now, and I believe it is no longer relevant. There has to be a degree of real competitiveness amongst all. The second area is, I believe, education. We need to improve on our educational syllabus and the whole curriculum. At the moment, a great deal of our curriculum and syllabus is very much race and religious centric of certain race and certain religion. We need to focus more on the study of science, technology, entrepreneurship, maths, in order to be competitive, not just locally, but in the worldwide scene as well.
I would say stop the stereotypes, because when it's stereotypes, people tend to believe that that person is like that. You know, like it's, let's say the older generation said Malay is lazy, Chinese is greedy, and like that. Indian is what Indian is now. Yeah, like that, right? And then the younger generation tends to believe that, and they start to try to avoid other races, which is pretty sad. You know, they shouldn't stereotype people and should just come together as one. And I would say, I don't know if this controversial or not, but I feel like in Malaysia we have to have one school where all the races are together. So yeah, I feel like that's one of the issues, the privileges other races have, it should be fair to all the races, not just one race.